As you guys know, Asuka is my current favorite women's wrestler in all of wrestling right now. She has been for a long time. She's the Empress of Tomorrow. She is the badass. She is undefeated, and she is your Royal Rumble winner of this year. And I was very excited to see her win the Royal Rumble. While I do think that it was a poor taste of them to overshadow it with Ronda Rousey, I'm not going to take away from Ronda Rousey doing her points and points and points at the sign. You know, that was a big deal. Asuka winning was a big deal. Asuka's going to main event WrestleMania. Well, she's not main event WrestleMania. That's probably never going to happen. If there were a time for there to be a main event WrestleMania for women, it should be Asuka versus Charlotte. Like, tell me that's not a WrestleMania main event worthy match. They will have an amazing match. I can feel it. I don't think it's going to happen. But if there were ever a time to do a main event WrestleMania match, I mean, what other women's match can you think of that could be a WrestleMania main event caliber? They already did Sasha and Charlotte. They already did all the other combinations you could think of. Charlotte versus Asuka has been a dream match for a while. So that's really their best option. And if they want to really push that women's revolution, they want to do it now will be the best time to do it. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the one woman who I think should beat Asuka. And I love Asuka. I want that undisputed streak to go on for a very long time. But it's going to come to an end soon. And the question is, who should beat it? I hear a lot of people saying it should be Ronda Rousey. Hell to the goddamn no. It will not and better not be Ronda Rousey. Not going to have some UFC woman come in and just beat Asuka for what? To build her up? To feud with Stephanie? To make Stephanie... No. Ronda's out of the picture. Charlotte, it's the most logical option if it's happening WrestleMania. But I feel like why would you have all this momentum in the world for Asuka. Why would you kill that at WrestleMania? If anything, this should be Asuka's shining moment. Win the SmackDown Women's Championship, have a nice run with it. Carmella, I could see it happening. I wouldn't like it. But I could see Carmella cashing in during the main event or during the match between Asuka and Charlotte. Mid-match cash in, she pins Charlotte, keep Asuka strong, and she wins. Because technically she defeats Asuka if she wins that match. I wouldn't have her pin Asuka unless you really want to put Carmella over. Who else do you have? Bayley? Nia Jax? Mickie James? Ruby? No. Like, none of the... I feel like they've done a poor job of having any of the women seem like an actual threat to Asuka. Even Charlotte doesn't even feel like an actual threat to Asuka. And she's the most like worthy contender to beat her. But I don't think she's the woman I think should beat Asuka. There's one woman who's had a long storied rivalry with Asuka, and after saying that, you probably know what I'm talking about. After a long consideration and mapping this out, I think the only person who should beat Asuka in a singles match and end the streak is Ember Moon. The story is right there. It's right there. Asuka and Ember Moon was a dream match dating back to when Ember first came into NXT. They faced off at last year's WrestleMania. Well, WrestleMania weekend. Asuka cheats to win. Beats Ember Moon. They have a rematch at SummerSlam. Or was it Chicago? I think it was Chicago weekend instead of WrestleMania. They have a rematch at SummerSlam weekend where Asuka makes her tap out. She didn't really cheat, but you can't really say it was the cleanest victory she's ever had either. The history's there. And then in the Royal Rumble match, they touched upon this again. It wasn't over. Asuka and Ember had a stare down. It was the biggest pop of the entire match. Was Asuka and Ember's stare down. I got excited. I was so hyped when they stared down. I didn't realize it at first. My cousin pointed it out before me. But I was super hyped for that stare down. And I'm thinking, oh shit, Ember's going to eliminate Asuka as the payoff to this feud. But no, Asuka eliminates Ember. I was shocked. I'm like, what? I wasn't mad. Because if Ember would eliminate Asuka, I'd have been shocked and happy. But I would not have been mad at all. I wasn't mad that she eliminated Ember. I was like, what? So this is kind of still going on. It's not still going on, but it left the door open. Her eliminating Ember in that Royal Rumble match left the door open for this feud to still have a climax. Because I can't say that their second match was a proper climax. Because Ember Moon won the NXT Women's Championship a month or 2 months later. And Asuka, she congratulated her. But it's like there's still something there. There's still some substance you can go off of. In my opinion, the proper way to have Asuka lose her streak is to have Asuka beat Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Have Ember Moon lose her NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver New Orleans to Kairi Sane. Call Ember up to SmackDown. And don't have them like talk to each other or have them like do stare downs and look at each other, but they don't really fight each other. They don't really acknowledge each other. But when the Money in the Bank comes around, Ember goes in the match and Ember becomes Miss Money in the Bank. And she has it. And, you can say, oh, she should cash it any time. But why would she want a cheap victory over Asuka? When she knows, deep down inside, she can beat her. So what does she do? She announces that I'm going to use my Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam. I want you in the main event of SummerSlam. I'm putting my briefcase on the line in a scheduled match. Ember becomes, I believe, the second person to schedule a match. I don't know if she's the second or the first person to schedule their Money in the Bank cash-in. But Ember basically, I am confident that I don't need to cash in to beat you. I just need one more shot at you. And I can do it. And the main event set Asuka versus Ember Moon for the SmackDown Women's Championship and the main event of SummerSlam. And that's when you do it. That's when you pull the trigger. Have Ember beat Asuka clean for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She ends the streak and she's the champion. Not only is it a passing of the torch to Ember Moon, but then you can have Asuka do other things because with the undefeated streak, there's not too much she could do because she has to beat everybody. But there's just so much more for Asuka to do. There's a lot for Ember to do. You could build her up as the top female on SmackDown. There's so many more matches you could do there. I just think I was thinking about that one day and I'm like, this is amazing. This is the only way that Asuka should succeed. Not Nia Jax, not Charlotte, not Ronda, not Bayley, none of them. It should be Ember Moon. Comment down below if you guys agree with me. Tell me what you guys think about that idea.